I do not like editing, so we're just going to go full speed ahead with this. I don't really have a good background either. I noticed that even when people are starting YouTube and they're in smaller channels, they have a nice bookshelf set up in the background, or they have like one specific spot that they're in every single day. I can't do that. I want to be in my kitchen sometimes. I want to be sitting on my couch sometimes. I want to be here. This is where I sew on the table. There's shit everywhere. I got shit everywhere. This is my house, and I don't want to deal with it. But what I wanted to come on here and talk about is how I feel like I have received so much criticism and negative feedback from everybody in my life. And people on the internet talk about how autistic people, ADHD people, neurodivergent people receive more negative feedback than their neurotypical counterparts in like work, in life, whatever. And that might be true. I don't know the data. I haven't looked up the numbers or anything. That might be true that we receive more. But also, I think about the times when I have received negative feedback, and I'm remembering I did actually receive some positive feedback from other people, but my brain just latched on to that negativity and just repeated it over and over and over in my head. And I'm wondering if like autistic neurodivergent brains just are wired to latch on to that negative feedback. Like maybe it's not necessarily that we're receiving more. Maybe we are. I don't know the numbers, like I said. But I mean, it certainly feels like I've received a lot of negative feedback. And it feels like throughout my life in jobs and even here on YouTube, I feel like I receive more negative feedback than positive feedback. And I might be. But it might also be that my brain is just latching on to the negative feedback because I feel like I'm doing everything right. I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I feel like my friends that I have in real life, they tell me, yes, you should do this. Yes, I agree with you. Yes, you're doing a great job. Like my few friends that I have in real life tell me, and some of them have even encouraged me to make a YouTube channel because they're like, you have a lot to say and a lot of opinions and a lot of people might want to hear it. And so I'm getting positive feedback from a few people, but my brain is just latching on to the negative comments and replaying it over and over and over. In jobs that I've had, I'm going to use my journey to become a teacher as an example. I had to do a teacher mentor program. Hold on. My dog, I can't deal with her tapping on the hard floor. I got to go get her to lay down. Hold on. I'll be back. It's really hard for my brain to think when she's doing this noise. It's just the tap, 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 tap. Her claws on the floor. She's getting them cut at the groomer tomorrow, but her claws on the floor. I'm just like, my brain's like, stop it! I can't think! That's gonna be a meme. So anyway, I think about the time when I had to do like a teacher assistant for the whole school year when I was trying to get my teacher degree, and my mentor teacher, he just didn't like me. And I have reasons why I think he didn't like me, which make a lot of sense now. I might make a video about that later. Your tapping is not going to work for me. I can't. She's like 15 years old and she's deaf, so she's like, whatever. Anyway, I have reasons why I think he didn't like me. But anyway, at the end of my teacher program, he said that he couldn't write me a recommendation letter because I wasn't ready. He didn't feel like I was ready. And I got negative feedback from him the whole year. And so I'd get the feedback and I would change the way that I teach. I would change the things. I would try to do the things. And he just kept giving me negative feedback. I really latched on to his opinions. I really latched on because he was my mentor. He's supposed to be teaching me how to be a teacher, how to be a good teacher. And I really took his feedback to heart. And I really tried to change up the way that I was doing things to please him, basically. Because he had to sign off on my program so that I could pass. So it was really important to me to get him to do that. But he was just giving me negative feedback all the time. He just didn't like me. I'll make a video about that, why I think that, maybe. He just didn't like me. So at the end, he said, I can't give you a recommendation because I just don't think you're ready. And I latched onto that. But I got feedback from other teachers in the building, in the school, who allowed me to go into their classroom and teach in their classroom and observe their classroom and would give me feedback, because I told them, I said, I'm not really getting good feedback from my mentor. I'm doing the things he wants me to do, I think, but he still doesn't like it. But I would go to their classrooms and they would give me constructive feedback. They'd say, oh yeah, make sure that you explain these steps specifically because the kids get confused. But they would give me positive feedback. They'd say, I really liked the way that you circulated in the classroom and you had them in groups to work together. And they would give me positive feedback. My university teachers also, I asked them to come into the classroom and observe me, and they also gave me positive feedback. But none of these people were really, they weren't the one person I needed to sign off to pass the program. So I really latched on to his feedback, and when I left the program, he signed off and everything begrudgingly. I had to give him a list of things that I'm doing right, that everybody else is telling me that I'm doing right, for him to finally get me a recommendation letter, which was absolutely crazy. But he just destroyed me, basically. Instead of my brain thinking about all the other people that gave me positive feedback, my brain latched onto his. And that really set my teaching career on a very negative path. And I struggled getting a job, and I struggled having confidence. His words just stuck. And so I'm wondering now, thinking about all of the negative feedback and all the positive feedback that I've gotten, I'm wondering if my brain is just wired to latch on to the negative feedback and to try to fix it so that I can get the positive feedback from that person. Because, like I said in one of my shorts, I am getting I'm getting a lot of likes and thumbs up. I'm getting a comment here or there. I'm getting a couple subscribers here and there, which is something that I should really focus on instead of focusing on the troll comment or the negative comment or the thumbs down people. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to make everybody like me. That's just not possible. And I've spent my whole life trying to get every single person to like me and not understanding why they don't like me. I don't know why that mentor teacher didn't like me. I can give you reasons why I think he didn't like me, which makes sense now, having information that I have now. But at the time, I was like, why don't you like me? I'm doing all the right things. I need you to give me a recommendation letter. And I was just very people pleasing. And it's kind of been like that my whole life. It's usually somebody in a position of power that I need something from that is the one giving me a bunch of negative feedback. And everybody else around me is telling me what a great job I'm doing, what an awesome thing I'm doing. I don't know. I feel like maybe my brain is just wired to latch onto negativity. But the weird thing is when I was a teenager and my parents pulled me out of school and I was able to be at home alone all the time, doing what I wanted, not having to worry about socializing with people, I knew who I was because I wasn't getting anybody telling me who I was or what I should do. And when I turned 18 and I got my first job, that's when I started noticing that I'm getting some negative feedback that really doesn't make sense. I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to do. I'm following the rules. I'm a big rule follower. And I still got negative feedback. And then also in corporate settings, when you have to do the performance reviews, so you're supposed to make it seem like there's always room for improvement. And I'm not saying that I'm ever going to be perfect, but to do everything that you're supposed to be doing and working really hard, and then to have somebody say, well, you could be better at this thing. And you're just like, I am busting my ass. what do you mean? What are you talking about? The whole corporate world is just beat me down, and I'm trying not to let YouTube do the same thing, because honestly, this has become my only option, because I've tried to survive in corporate. I've tried to survive in the real world, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. People keep firing me, or I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing wrong. I don't know. There's some people are just bad people, and I can't change them, and I just need to remember that I have tons of support backing me, and I need to latch on to those people and those messages, those positive messages. Because in my teacher program, if I had listened more to my university teachers and the other teachers in the building, I think that I would have been more successful as a teacher, but I had just latched on to his negativity so much that it just destroyed me. So I'm really trying with YouTube. I come on here sometimes and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe, why are people blah, blah, blah. But like, fuck those people. Like, I know that what I'm saying is true. I know that what I'm saying comes from a place of my own life experience. And anybody that's watching my videos has only seen the 2-minute, the 3-minute clip. And I have been living in this body and in this life for 40 years. So, anyway, that's something to think about. Try not to latch on to the negative feedback, because I bet for every one negative feedback you get from somebody, there are 10 other people quietly rooting for you and supporting you. So yeah, that's something to think about. Anyway, I'm not going to cut this. I'm just going to put the 2 videos together when I had to go take care of my dog. And enjoy. Thank you for subscribing and liking and leaving nice comments. And if you leave a mean comment, that's fine. If you're sad and angry, maybe seeing my video will give you a little bit of positivity. I don't know. I also don't want to be toxic positivity, but I used to be super positive and optimistic until corporate world and teaching and negative feedback destroyed me. So I'd really like to get back to that. So I'm trying to focus on more positive things. And I know the world is burning right now, and I want to talk about a lot of those things too. And you can find joy and also still be an advocate for what's right and resist bad things. Anyway, okay. Thank you for watching this video, and have a great day.